Now we have to pick our best picture.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No.
Screw you, Netflix. Or, give me a job making a film.
D tier for Dragon Dick.
Some people say they just didn't like this movie as much as other people, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately. Hello and welcome to the Real Talk Podcast with Studio 24. We're the guys from Studio 24. My name's Kael. Today I'm joined by my co-host Jackson Hamm, and we are putting some 2025 films in tier lists. We have seen together 37 films made and released in 2025. We're going to be putting them in the classic tier list, and at the end, we are going to announce what we both think our best picture choice is. We might have the same choice, we might have two different choices. We haven't told each other. So, Mr. Hamm, would you like to say hello on the Real Talk Podcast today?
I'd love to say howdy and happy holidays. We're at the end of the year and we're going to be talking about 2025 in cinema. Christmas is coming up and New Year's is coming up, so I felt like getting a little festive today. Kael got a little festive, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with a little bit of shout that out per usual. Kael, you got anyone that you want to shout that out to or anything?
Do I want to shout that out? I think I do want to shout that out. I think maybe I've got something cooked up. My shout out today is the man himself, Batman. I'm just shouting out Batman in the years of Batman because I started a new Batman channel called The Absolute Bat. So there's that.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shout out Batman. So, how are you enjoying the new channel?
Oh, the new channel's awesome. I'm posting every day on there. I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to deviate from the podcast, but new Batman channel. If you love Batman, go check it out. If you don't, no pressure.
I'll say on that note, definitely go check that out if you're really into Batman. It's all Batman all the time over there. I'm going to go similar and shout out something. It's December, and I don't know what it is about the wintertime. But in the wintertime, I get back into, as I call it, kind of my first love of fiction and fictional worlds. I fall all the way back into it deep, and I go back to the archives, and it's shout out Star Wars. Every December rolls around, and I'm like, I really need to watch New Hope. I don't know what it is about that movie, but it's it's not a Christmas movie. It's not even in the wintertime. Empire Strikes Back has Hoth, so that's the one with snow in it. But something about New Hope just feels like December and wintertime to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe the season kind of calls back to that nostalgic ring, that something like New Hope can give somebody. But I always start there and then dive headfirst all the way back in. So shout out Star Wars. I love it. Thank you, George Lucas and Star Wars.
I think, if anything, the wintertime is just the time to hole up and watch some movies. And speaking of holing up and watching movies, we're going to go ahead and get started with the tier list. First, we're going to go with the films that I saw this year. Then we're going to go with the films that Hamm saw this year. And then we're going to look at the films that both of us saw. And we do have a couple differentiating opinions. So we're going to talk that out just a little bit and get all 37 of these films on the tier list. Starting with my list, Drop. And I'll kind of give a one-liner about each film. Drop had an amazing trailer that put my butt in a movie theater, only to have a tense plot that's broken up too many times. You lose the tension too many times, and the action is just very non-believable. Did not think this was a very good film. Gotta put it in the F tier.
First off the bat, F tier.
F tier.
Starting off at an all-time low over there.
Now, we're gonna move up just a little bit.
Ooh.
Woman in the Yard.
Okay.
The Woman in the Yard. I struggle to rank this film low because it does have depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
the gimmick of the film as a whole just doesn't really work for me. The woman in the yard represents a character that's in the house, not in the yard. Just falls maybe a little bit flat as a horror film for me. There are plenty of spooky moments. Gotta put the woman in the yard in the E tier. We move up just one.
All right.
Then we're gonna go with another horror film, Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes was, to me, a huge disappointment. This was being marketed with the term, like, horror icon. Like, Hard Eyes was going to be a new horror icon.
A lot of people were saying it'd be like the next Scream.
Yeah. I think that couldn't be further from the truth. Hard Eyes sucked. As a villain, this dude sucked. Like, he gets bodied by some regular people at the end. Like, I thought the movie was fairly stupid from beginning to end. Did not like Hard Eyes at all. Gotta put it in the F tier. We're starting off fairly low, but we're gonna fill out and get better as we go. Happy Gilmore.
All right, Happy Gilmore 2, the long-awaited sequel.
Happy Gilmore 2. I gotta say, love the first movie, did not like the second movie.
At all?
At all.
Oh.
I thought, man, this comedy has not evolved at all. And if anything, it's gone in a worse direction. The characters lacked maybe the depth that they had in the first film, where, like, they had depth but kept their character in the first movie, while here they just kind of play the characters from the first movie, it feels like.
It's maybe that comedy trap where it's like, the comedy, it's the same thing that you liked from the first movie, but they're missing all the other elements, like the character that you missed from the first movie and whatnot.
And it uses, like, the same bait as every Legacy sequel ever, where they're like, what if Happy Gilmore was washed up and had kids now?
Yeah, the overplayed that.
Yeah, gotta unfortunately put Happy Gilmore in the E tier, and I was really excited for this movie. People might disagree with that. I know people that loved that movie. I just did not. Novocaine. Novocaine, comedy action. You have maybe a little bit of promise here. There's some plot twists that I like. Ultimately, thought it fell flat. Gotta put Novocaine in the D tier. Then we go to Last Breath. This is a narrative film based on a documentary, based on a true story, on a very tense situation. And I thought the film failed to showcase that tension just a little bit. And at times it feels like we should be way more tense than we actually are. Gotta put Last Breath in the D tier. Snow White.
Snow White. A lot of controversy around this film, oddly enough.
Maybe the most controversial film of this year.
It's a contender for sure.
I think so. I liked this movie way more than most people did. Me and my girlfriend went and had an amazing time going to see this movie, and maybe that's the type of movie this is. The type of movie you go see with a significant other. Maybe not, I'm going to watch the most high art in the world, but after rewatching the original animated movie and then going and seeing this, I think it does capture a lot of the heart from the original animated piece. And I'm going to rank this movie a lot higher than most people. Got it in the B tier. We break into the B tier for the first time. Now we go to Karate Kid Legends. And I wanted to love this movie. I'm a huge Karate Kid fan. I'm a huge Cobra Kai fan. This movie just wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst either. I thought it was a very safe Karate Kid kind of continuation or remake. They don't really try to do a ton of new stuff, and the new stuff they do is pretty cool. I really like the main character and his story, however, and it feels like... No, I won't say that. I'll say I do like bringing in Mr. Hines and Daniel LaRusso together. I think they have a really good dynamic that kind of makes you think about Mr. Miyagi in a way. Karate Kid Legends got it in the C tier. Then we go to two films. I know I've said bad things about every film I've talked about so far. We go into two films I really liked this year.
All right, best for last.
Wolfman. I've never seen the original Wolfman, but I thought this was a good capture of the original horror icon that was the Wolfman. I really like the performances in this film, and some of the effects are really cool. As a horror movie, being chased by the Wolfman works. I think a lot of things about this movie work. It's not a perfect film. I'm putting it in the B+ category. We don't break into the A yet, but we get into the B+ tier. And then, the last film that I've seen that Hamm hasn't was Die My Love. And I originally had this tiered a little lower. But let's think about this tier list for a second. We're not giving these grades on the film itself and that alone. We are comparing these to the other 2025 films. And I think this film's much better than 98% of the other films I saw this year. Die My Love has to go into the S tier, because if you can relate to this film, it is terrifying.
All right.
And on that note, I'll pass it to you.
All right. Well, that was fun to go through. I'm curious to eventually kind of mark some of those off my list and see where I fall in the future. But Kael watched a whole set of movies that I didn't watch, and I watched a whole set of movies that Kael didn't get to watch this year.
That is correct.
So, without further ado, we're going to start off with the ever illustrious, the currently still in theaters, I believe, FNAF 2, Five Nights at Freddy's, the sequel. How is it? Is it absolute cinema? It goes in D tier. It's a doozy. Black Phone 2 after that, a much better movie. I'm putting that in B tier. I think the original is more of an A tier. I might be able to be convinced that Black Phone 2 could go in C tier, but it's going in B tier. One Battle After Another is a standout movie of the year and deserves nothing less than an A, and it's going in S. It's an S tier film of 2025. Bad Guys 2. The Bad Guys 2. I've seen a few animated films this year. Bad Guys 2 gets a B for Bad Guys. It was fun and kind of didn't fall into that sequel trap of retreading much from the first movie and forged its own path and will seemingly forge its own path even more with further entries into that series. Sorry Baby is a quiet drama film that honestly maybe I wouldn't have seen most years, but I went and saw it this year and I'm glad I did. It was entertaining and sad and most of the typical quiet drama things you'd think of when a film like this comes up, and it goes in A tier. It was really good and surprised me. After that, How to Train Your Dragon live action, D tier for Dragon Dick. It was a live action interpretation of the movie, and I'm kind of getting tired of live action remakes of animated films because it's kind of like they just make them and lose all the sauce that the animation had. So, fine movie if you want to watch How to Train Your Dragon, but just throw on the original. So, that's where that lies.
Fair enough.
The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson's latest, A tier. I think he just makes a solid movie most of the time. So, Hell of a Summer was a movie that finally got released this year. It had a small festival release kind of schedule in 2023, but was widely released in 2025. So, you kind of have this toss-up when you Google search it. released in 2023. Released widely in 2025, which I'd say a wide release counts more than like some festival I got to go pay a bunch of money to fly to and stuff like that. I give that a B. It was a fun slasher comedy that I really enjoyed. Just hit my stride in humor and hit a mark. It was a good comedy film, in my opinion. Death of a Unicorn, seemingly just, I don't know, it feels like movie star bait. Like it had Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd and who's the guy? Will Poulter. Will Poulter was in it. And it's just like all these kind of stars that it's like get popular on TikTok and get edits made of them. And all right movie. I give it a D. It's in D. Dogman. I don't remember much about it. It's based on a book series. I kind of just went because my girlfriend's little sister really likes the Dogman books, so it's like, all right, we'll take you to go see Dogman, and it goes in C tier. Just
gotta get
it's
a kids movie on the list.
Yeah, got a few of those. The Bad Guys. Me and my girlfriend really liked the first one, so we just went and saw that. Dogman, it was more like, let's take the kid to go see it. So C tier, just because I was like, I don't care about Dogman really, but put some respect on his name, you know. And Love Hurts, honestly, a very forgettable film. It came out in February, so it came out in that range where you release films that you don't expect to do well.
Mm-hmm.
It was Keho Kwan in like an action romantic comedy. E tier. It was so paint by numbers. You know, it felt like anybody could have been in it, and they kind of just got him to star in it because he's kind of in his comeback age. So, yeah, then those are the movies that I saw this year that Kael didn't see. And I believe without further ado, we're going to move to the combos. But first, we got to talk about someone important to this show.
Very important.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Guess it's time to do a little business. Are you tired of the jitters from coffee or spending way too much money on your favorite gas station energy drink that isn't even that good for you? Well, you got to try Dubby. Now that I've had my Dubby, I'm locked in, I'm ready to go. I'm drinking Dragonade today, but they have plenty of other flavors such as Tiger's Blood, S'mores, Mango Orange Cream. They'll have one just for you. And the best part about it is, you can get 10% off your jitterless caffeine supply today by going to Dubby and using code STUDIO24DUBBY. That's right. You can get 10% off your entire jitterless caffeine supply and help support this show by using code STUDIO24DUBBY. That's right. Don't sleep on Dubby.
So we'll go ahead and flash up the tier list. Here's where we are so far. We've got some films ranked. Now we are going to go with the films we've both seen. Some of these might spark a little bit more discussion because we have some different answers. But for this first film, we both have the same answer. Him.
Yes.
Him, I was very excited to hear about a sports horror film. This movie couldn't let down the sports enjoyer more, I think. This is just pretty silly. The whole concept of this movie is just kind of silly. We talking about the goat. The made-up goat. And it's just, all of it's hard to buy into.
Hey, listen, Marlon Wayans is the GOAT, though. Marlon Wayans played his role spectacularly in that movie. I think he's the best part just because he was like, I'm going to just go for it, guys, all right? And they said, yeah, sure. Okay, Marlon, go ahead.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, they fail to capture what they're filming. Like I said, I'm a huge sports fan. I don't think they capture sports community or fandom very well. They're trying to play off like sports fandoms are very culty. And the sports teams that I'm a fan of are very culty. And they just kind of fail to capture that. It's very cheesy this way.
Yeah.
I think the performances by like the people actually playing football are decent enough. But the film as a whole, we both put in the E tier.
I think an issue is it turns too much to the psychological horror aspect and relies on that far more than the football aspect.
Yeah, and I don't even think that it needed to rely on football a ton, but the fact that it kinda tries to...
In a half-assed type of way.
In a half-assed kind of way just made me really dislike this movie.
The only reason I think this film might have any merit to get it out of F tier, and the reason I'll agree on E tier, is because it may spawn further explorations of sports horror that could be far better.
True.
You always need a start somewhere, and I think Hamm could be a start. It just has a very... Like, if you break down the story to its core, it's a simple paint-by-numbers, deal-with-the-devil type situation.
Yeah.
And they just have some flashy scenes in it. So...
Right.
That's Hamm.
Take us to the next one.
All right, next one. We're going to move up from Hamm to a release from the last quarter of the year, Wicked for Good. Kael, they've been changed for good. Slight difference of like ranking here between us, but it's going in the same tier. So I'll just say you ranked it a B+. I gave it a B. So it's probably going to end up like towards the top of B tier.
Yeah,
in a way.
We've got this in the B tier. I'll kind of give my explanation for why I maybe threw the plus on there. When I first watched this movie the other day, I didn't love it. And I found myself bored watching the movie a good bit, where really maybe when you kind of get this movie split into two. You've got half of this movie that follows Elphaba, and you've got half of this movie that follows Glinda.
Yes.
I thought the bits that followed Glinda got a little boring.
Yeah, I specifically think, and I know, because I kind of fell asleep at one point. I was really tired during this movie. So, kind of points docked for me.
Yeah.
But in the kind of like wedding scene, were they getting married? It's a little fuzzy because of the tiredness. Glinda and Fiyero.
Yeah, they were getting married.
Okay, awesome. During that section of the film, I kind of got bored to sleep. Like it was such a kind of soft section of the film where I was like, well, I know this isn't going to happen. That I was sitting there kind of like glazed over, dozing off type of deal.
Yeah, I'll say, I think before that we get really into like, okay, they're setting us up for something that has no payoff. But during that scene, I thought is when the movie started getting really good. When Elphaba pulls up and they have the conversation while Glinda's getting ready for the wedding, and that's where things kind of go awry. But I'll say, between the boring bits, I think the key moments of this film,
hit well.
The plot beats, hit really, really hard.
Yes.
And I think it does capitalize well off the first film.
Yeah. I think what this film struggles with is continuing the story of the first film while also trying to wrap up everything in the background Wizard of Oz taking place storyline. Because it's like, the stuff I found myself more interested in was the stuff that was the fallout of the first movie. And then the Wizard of Oz stuff, I'm kind of just more like, I guess this has to happen for like plot purposes. So,
yeah,
in the end,
one thing I guess I never realized Wicked does is I think it makes the Wizard of Oz story insignificant as hell. Like,
a little bit, yeah.
This is a tiny piece of the puzzle compared to the story of Wicked, and you don't even necessarily need it.
Truly, it makes the Wizard of Oz with Dorothy seem like she got whipped up in a tornado and dropped into this political quagmire of Oz that is just beyond her, and like stumbles her way through just to get back to Kansas. And then like by the time we're at the end of everything, I think the Oz kind of series, or the Wicked version of Oz kind of has continuations and stuff, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's like, She's just kind of drops in for a minute, does her thing, gets out, but there's still stuff going on way past all this. So, yeah, I liked it, but I definitely think the Wizard of Oz stuff is the weaker moments when it's really trying to tie in with it. But it ends up with a strong ending, I think. A very strong ending.
Loved the ending.
The no good deed number was good.
Yeah.
So.
I do think this movie doesn't have musical performances as good as the first one, but it's just maybe some of the songs aren't as strong. But I'll go ahead and branch us into the next film. We've talked about Wicked for long enough. The Monkey.
Ooh.
And I loved Longlegs, his last film. Anthony Perkins, not Anthony Perkins.
Osgood
Perkins, son of Anthony Perkins. Loved his last film, Longlegs. The Monkey, I didn't really like. The film as a whole plays well enough, though.
Yeah.
So I threw it into the C tier, and so did Hamm.
Yeah. I think that's about where it belongs.
I do, too. I think the comedy is good enough. Yeah. I think the horror is decent enough.
I think the comedy of the film peaks early on, though. Because as the film goes on, it kind of gets less funny, and it's like
repetitive.
The peak comedy is when he's at that motel, and like the kind of sexy chick in the bikinis jumping into the pool, and everything goes bad at once because it's like a subversion of like the guy who's like kind of ogling at a woman, and then he watches her get brutally like murdered through happenstance. Like that was the peak of the comedy, and from there I'm just kind of like, I'm riding on that high for the rest of the film, honestly.
Yeah.
So are we going to move to the next one?
Move on. We'll fly through these.
Move on. Eddington, the 5-year anniversary of the shitstorm of 2020, all encapsulated in one film. I think I had it in C originally, but then I thought about it. I was like, I'll move down to D with you. I'll move down to D tier just because it's like simple. I don't care to spend much time talking about the movie just because I'm like, my thoughts can be summed up with the film kind of ended for me sitting in the theater when Joe Cross killed Pedro Pascal's character. And from there, we're on this off-the-rails, off-the-wall journey of nonsense.
Yeah, I'll just kind of leave viewers with, we did a podcast over Eddington. You can go watch that. But we threw this in the D tier, and I would have never expected to throw an Ari Aster film in the D tier this year.
Pretty nuts. We're gonna then move to introduce the next one, big man.
Yes, we move into Companion, and this is a movie that I didn't like coming out of the theaters. And then the more I kind of thought about it, I was like, this was a decent movie. It's
a fun flick, I think. B tier I'm agreeable with that.
B tier, I think it goes there because it's contained. It does well for its own story. It plays well front to back. And I kind of just can't tear into it that much because it's not a bad movie. Yeah,
I had a good time watching it. It's a movie that maybe I could be convinced it could go a tier lower.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little criminal dropping it into something like D tier. C's the lowest it can go, but I'm settled on B. Like, I'm not upset at that.
It's topical, it's relevant. Jack Quaid's really good in the movie.
Yeah. Sophie Thatcher's great in it.
She is amazing. You've got kind of the AI relevance of today.
Yep.
B tier is a pretty good spot for Companion to live. I think from here on out, moving up the list, we both get a bit more passionate.
We do. And it starts with Captain America, Brave New World. Ugh. Ooh, this is where it is. I'll start off with my ranking, and then I'll toss it to you and I'll give slight thoughts. Captain America Brave New World, I put it in E tier because I don't think it's a total failure of a movie and presents some stimulating ideas for this concept of Captain America. But, ooh, it was... I think it's rough. Like, I think it's a lot of wasted elements for Marvel with characters it uses. I think Sam Wilson deserves a better Captain America movie, a better narrative to go through. Like, you put a black man in the Captain America outfit and then you just kind of shit out a movie? Like, what's that all about, you know? I'm not saying they did it on purpose or anything, or getting conspiratorial, but it's like, he deserves a better movie, you know? For playing second fiddle throughout all the other movies, he gets put in the spotlight and you just kind of, here you go. What the heck?
Yeah, so you put this in E tier. I put this in C tier because, while yes, I think this is by far the worst Captain America movie in the MCU.
Far and away.
I think the action works well in this movie. You have the fight with Captain America and Red Hulk that ends up being pretty awesome. You have the aircraft carrier scenes out in the ocean.
Yeah.
That battle is pretty cool as well. I love the whole flying Captain America. I thought that was a really thrilling part of the movie. But I could be brought down from C tier.
You want to settle on maybe D tier for it?
Do we throw Captain America in the D tier? I think it still winds up being the lowest ranked
Marvel
movie that way. Yeah, so we'll throw Captain America 4 in the D tier. We haven't used the D tier that much, so it'll stand pretty alone there.
I won't be upset at it. Personally, I'd still put it lower, but like, definitely the action in the middle of the movie out at sea is all right.
I think that can earn it the D tier.
The next one is where I think me and you have a wholly completely different view. You want to introduce that movie?
We do. We are talking about a film starring Jack Black, a Minecraft movie.
Not the Minecraft movie.
Not the Minecraft movie. A Minecraft movie. And I've got this ranked high, and I know I'll come down on this during this discussion, but I do want to justify why I have this ranked high. I've got a Minecraft movie at a B. And we live in a world where Netflix just bought Warner Brothers, and the movie theaters are about to die. I mean, the CEO of Netflix is quoted saying that the theatrical experience is already dead, and he just bought one of the leading companies at the box office. So, and with Disney going Disney Plus being one of the only biggest competitors at the box office, we know their films are going digital as well to streaming.
Yeah.
So the theater experience was kept alive by a Minecraft movie this year.
Yeah.
It sold so many tickets. People were so interactive with the movie while in the theaters, and I don't give a damn if you like that or not. People had fun when they went to go see a Minecraft movie. You talked about it with your friends. You talked about it with people you used to play video games with. You, in a way, relived the experience of Minecraft just a little bit watching this movie. And I was a Minecraft kid. I spent summers with these fools making this podcast, playing Minecraft and almost doing nothing but. I mean, I would have to like get off Minecraft to go to my baseball games at times. Like, I loved Minecraft, and I don't think this is a great Minecraft movie. And maybe that's why it's not the Minecraft movie. But Jack Black is fun in this movie. I think this movie finds its biggest flaws when you're not in Minecraft. I think the real world plot about dumb as hell, truly. But I say that the kid has a decent little plot going on. And Minecraft Steve's plot's hilarious. And you do have plenty of Minecraft in this movie.
There's plenty of Minecraft. So Kael put it in B. I put it like dead last in F. And I'm willing to come up a tier to E.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like D's pushing it. But just because if we're ranking like 2025 films in general, I respect that it got butts in seats. It got me in a seat. But thinking about this film, and the Minecraft elements are good, but the whole real life thing just kills it for me. I would have loved to just see Jack Black voicing Minecraft Steve. I would have loved it if they just took it the animated route and had that. And maybe you have some live action sections if you want it to be like people logging on into the overworld and crazy stuff happening and whatnot. Kind of like maybe a Free Guy situation or, something of that vein.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't ever think about revisiting this movie. Like, it's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, the Minecraft movie. It's like, I think about my experience in the theater and how everyone around me was having a seemingly religious experience watching that movie and quoting the memes that blew up alongside it. But I'm not gonna sit around and at home and be like, oh yeah, that was one of my favorite movie theater experiences. It's something I recall as like, that was neat.
You haven't rewatched it on HBO Max?
No. I did not like it that much. If like, I don't know, I was at a party or something and it gets put on the TV, like, sounds fun. I mean, look, man, you must be the biggest fan over there.
Me? Well, of course.
You loved it.
Jack Black Minecraft Steve. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wanting to push you into the more A-tier territory here.
I mean, maybe we'll even go west by the end of all this.
I'm just kidding. But I want to make one case for D tier.
Okay.
Us putting the film in D tier.
Let's go for it.
In 3 years, we are going to look back and be like, dude, do you remember going to see a Minecraft movie in theaters? That's the last time I've ever had a theater experience like that. I don't know that we will make it back there to a packed theater where people are being absolute menaces. They're throwing popcorn, they're yelling, they're singing, they're dancing.
Security's getting called.
Like, we are shaking the world with a screening of a movie.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get back there. Maybe ever.
Maybe. It depends on how all this Netflix Warner Bros. Shit shakes out in the end.
I think, again, making the case for D tier, there's not a movie on this list that had a better theater experience.
I don't know about better theater experience.
Which film?
It's a unique theater experience. I don't know if I'm going to sit around and be like, that was like my favorite theater experience.
You don't have to.
It was unique. I'll say that. I mean, I won't try and push back too hard, but I think E's fair.
E is fair? All right. I've failed at selling a Minecraft movie.
Do we agree to like disagree right here?
We might have to throw it in the E tier. Maybe I can just live with my argument failed to get it in the D tier. Let us know in the comments. What tier is a Minecraft movie in?
Okay, Dalton.
Dalton, what you got it in?
I don't know. I think D's pretty fair.
D?
D? Okay.
Oh.
2 against 1, I'll throw it up in D.
We go into the D tier, baby.
Two against 1.
Yes.
I think that was the most contentious debate. Now, the next movie we're going to talk about, Thunderbolts, due to certain other movies being in D tier, I may say we need to move the next 2 Marvel movies up. And if you want to talk about them as a combo, I'll do it just to get them out of the way.
Okay, we can do that. We have
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I have
Fantastic Four in B tier.
Yeah. We'll start with Fantastic Four. I have it in B tier. You have it in C tier. You're already wanting to move it up.
Just because some of the movies that we've put in D tier, I'm like, nah, I don't think Fantastic Four is just one step. Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, I don't believe they're just one step above D tier movies.
I don't think Fantastic Four is. I didn't love Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts falls flat for like, you have the opening that's fun where they're all trying to kill each other, and then it gets boring for the next like half of the movie until like Century's plot actually gets going. But when they're just kind of traveling together, I don't give a damn because I don't care about any of these characters.
I do think that is an issue with the film. I think, and no hate to the actress who portrays her, Ghost is just such a tack on.
Yeah.
Like, if she would have been taken out of the movie and like Taskmaster still gets killed somehow, and it's just like Bob, Yelena, and John, or is it John Walker?
Yeah.
I believe. If it was just like them three and then Red Guardian pops up and Bucky, like, I think that would have been a stronger, rounded out movie without having to divert any attention from those characters who have infinitely more interesting shit going on than Ghost.
I argue as well that John Walker is just a failed character of the MCU.
I really don't think so.
No?
I liked his turn here. Maybe by the end of Thunderbolts, he's kind of just in this weird rut because they kind of wedge him into the dumb jock of the group.
Yeah.
In a way. But I think where he starts off in Thunderbolts is definitely... I like that, because at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's like, he's kind of failed, but it shows maybe he has some good left in him, you know, by kind of yucking it up with Bucky at the end. But showing it's like, nah, he kind of just fell further down, you know, into the dumps. He's lost his wife and kid. They left him because he was being a bum, essentially. It's like, I like that. I like that. And, yeah. I'll go C. What about C+ for Thunderbolts?
We can do C+ for Thunderbolts.
I
So,
think so.
we'll go into Fantastic Four. I have this at a B. You have it at a C. And let me argue for why maybe I'm putting it in B.
What about B-?
I could go B-, but here's why I just think that it's a good bit better than Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolts was using characters that were pre-established
Yeah.
in the MCU. And I still didn't give a damn about any of them. Fantastic Four brings us a whole new roster of a whole new versions of the Fantastic Four, and I loved them. Maybe I can see that, like, this Reed Richards isn't exactly what we're used to.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a weird take on Reed Richards, but I thought he worked well within the movie. I think the action's great. When they go to space and
That's
they
awesome,
go
yeah.
meet Galactus, I'm like, this is a top 10 MCU moment of the past 5 years. Maybe even past 10 years.
Yeah. I think B- would be fair.
I can go B-.
I feel like I was definitely invested in the movie. I have my qualms with the Reed Richards portrayal. I think it could have been stronger, and they make some decisions that it's like, I think you're kind of not weakening the character, but not making it as good as it could be, and kind of pulling from an interpretation that, I don't know, kind of wedges him in a way into the smart, silent, not good with words type, where it's like, he is that way, but not because he's smart, because he's too focused on other things. And I feel like in this, it's because he's kind of like too smart, kind of geeky, that sort of thing. I'm like, he can be charismatic when he wants, I believe. At least with Sue. So
I loved her as Sue.
Yeah, I think she was great. But where the movie kind of lost me was the ending. I think the whole way they defeated Galactus was silly.
That gets it the minus.
And not even as good as the OG comic book Galactus defeat. I think it's crazy when you can look back at the comic book from the 60s, which has an equally as ridiculous kind of defeat of Galactus or warding off of Galactus. But I think the comic book version would have actually had more to, like, say about the characters that were presented in this rendition of the Fantastic Four than what they actually went with. Because what they went with just feels like a basic superhero movie ending, in my opinion, instead of anything challenging. So B- for Fantastic Four, and then C+ for Thunderbolts.
I'm in.
I'm in with that too.
You want to take us to that movie in the middle?
Movie in the middle, yes. Mickey 17. There's just a 1-tier difference between us on this one. So you want to go ahead and introduce your tier?
Mickey 17, I've got it in the B tier. And you've got it in the A tier.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably go up. I went down because this movie is just... There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. It's funny, and it's a good sci-fi movie, and the story's really good. I buy into everything story-wise. I think, if anything, I might have just tiered it down because it wasn't one of my favorite, or it was one of my favorite movies of the year, but it wasn't in that top 3 or 4 category. But I don't know. Make your case for the A and maybe bring me up.
I think Mickey 17, when it was advertised, felt like it was going to be like this satire comedy. And it does have that. But when I sat down in theaters, it went above and beyond.
With the sci-fi elements.
And presented a really good science fiction movie.
I can get behind that.
And by the end, I was like, wow, that's like a really good movie. And kind of like message behind it with like finding yourself and stuff like that, because the character of Mickey was always kind of getting drug along in a way, and it took another version of him to kind of show him it's like, forge your own path, man, like me, but maybe don't be exactly like me, take the best of me and go for it. And I don't know, it crafted this whole narrative that I really enjoyed, and by the end, I was like, wow, damn good movie.
You're right. I can throw Mickey 17 in the A tier with you.
I mean...
especially compared to the other 2025 films.
Yeah, I think it deserves nothing less than A. It doesn't give me over the top, like, S tier vibes, but I think, like, when we did was it top 10 so far, or top 20 so far, earlier in the Real Talk series, I think it was in both of our top 10s, if not top 5s.
Yeah.
So, really good. Really good.
And then this takes us to... Some people are going to call this movie the hit of the year. Some people say they just didn't like this movie as much as other people, and I'm one of those people, unfortunately.
Really?
Sinners. I have it at a B tier. Hamm throws this in the S tier.
Yeah.
And, maybe my B tier is more personal likings.
Yes.
Because I look on the internet and I see that people argue that this is Best Picture. And I think it was Christopher Nolan just screened this movie to try to get the Academy to consider it for Best Picture.
Maybe, yeah. It and a couple other movies have been doing re-release 70mm screenings recently.
Yeah. And where I maybe didn't like this film is the ending.
Really?
I felt like the ending wasn't as... Felt like maybe we earned a better ending for our main characters. This ending just kind of has them living eternal life and trying to figure out what that looks like.
Yeah,
It's maybe just unsatisfying.
I was really satisfied with the ending because the movie's not really about Smoke or Stack. It's about Sammy. I mean, the movie opens with Sammy walking into the church, and then it cuts to like 24 hours before. Mm-hmm. And it's like, he's this kid who, plays in his father's church, but he wants to be a blues player, He wants to be his own musician and play the music he wants to play. And throughout the whole movie, like, he maybe takes some paths that you wouldn't think he would as the son of a preacher, but he is forging his own path, and it really is about him forging his own path, and not maybe ending up like his cousins and stuff like that. And by the end, he's an old man. He's still playing the blues. So we kind of get to see his origin point as maybe what fueled his music for the rest of his life and made him such a good player. And, because a lot of musicians, like, it's about the history of the music they played, and it's about, what inspires them to play, what happened in their life that makes their music the way it is, and stuff like that. And it made it such a beautiful... In that scene when Sammy kind of like is playing and all of history becomes just one, and you get to see like everybody's ancestors and how like the past is affecting the present, which then affects the future and everything, and it all becomes this one great symphony. And then you go out and you see the vampires looking at it and seeing the future of the juke joint all burnt down. Like, that was one of the greatest scenes of 2025, in my opinion. My mind was getting blown while watching that. I think it was so awesome.
See, and here's where I'm going to come in and just say, I thought the vampire aspect of this movie was by far the worst part of the movie.
Really?
Yes. You have the goofy ass shit where they are relying on where the vampires are coming up and relying on them to like somebody to invite them in.
Yeah, I mean, that's well established in vampire lore, though.
It is. And then I think at times we're living by that, and then as the scene plays out, we just kind of live by that less and less, and people kind of start coming and going.
No. I think it sticks very strong to it, because the only reason they get to come in at the end is the Asian lady. She says, "Come on in,"
right,
and invites them in,
which is goofy in its own right.
No, she was trying to save her daughter because they were threatening her daughter in that moment.
So we invite the vampires in?
Kind of, in a way. It doesn't make sense, but
no.
at that point, it doesn't make sense in a logical standpoint. It makes sense from a character standpoint, I'd say, though.
I don't know that it does. Let's just give up and let the vampires in because something bad happened to me. Like, let's just let everyone die.
I mean, the characters as established, like, they're kind of going off and having this party in the middle of the night. I'm pretty sure there's illegal liquor and stuff like that. Like, they're set up. It's like the people running this operation aren't exactly above board. Like, Smoke and Stack are criminals. They're running a criminal network and whatnot.
And I was really into that plot.
Yeah.
But when you get later on into the vampires, I was like, this feels tacked on and silly.
I don't know. It just all makes sense to me in this fun, dark, twisted way. If you don't want to give it S,
I can put it in S because so many other people liked it. And, like, I can step back and see that, like, I'm the one who doesn't like this as much as other people.
Okay. I'd recommend a rewatch, man.
And maybe I do need a rewatch. But I don't want to. That's my problem, is I don't want to rewatch this movie.
I love that movie. The first time walking out of it, it knocked my socks off. Just because it was like, I walked in and I was like, I don't really know what this movie's about, because I'd never got the vampire vibe from like any of the trailers, really. I was like, what is going on here? Is this like some sort of demon possession thing that's going on? The title Sinners and whatnot. And then vampires. It just ended up being really awesome. But so, are we going to settle on S tier for that, or you want to do like A plus?
I'll settle on S because people do argue this is one of the best films of the year, and we're running really long on time, so we just need to kind of settle and go.
All right.
So next we have weapons, and we both have this in B, which is maybe low for how much this film got talked about. And I thought this was a good horror movie, but I just didn't blow my socks off.
It was a fine movie. I really enjoyed it, but I think there's just a lot of other movies. Another horror movie on this list that's even better.
Way better. Way better. But I think we can both agree, B with weapons, and then kind of move on to that next one.
Next up is Warfare, directed by Ray Mendoza, who lived the events of the film, and co-directed by Alex Garland, who says, in his own words, he's like, I was just kind of there as a courtesy and stuff like that. So, big ups. I think we both walked into that movie and walked out really enjoying it, and we were like, it's a damn hard movie, man. Like,
fun story. Don't know how friendly it is for the podcast. I took an edible before we went into that theater, and then immediately limbs are getting blown off of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, bad decision. But the movie is, the story
it's
is
intense.
The story is not awesome, but the movie is awesome. Like
it's well made. It's a really loud movie. You feel the power of every gunshot and explosion. It's a kind of rough watch at points, especially for you when you saw it in theaters. So,
but man, do you get to live the events through the film?
Yeah.
Like, you start off and you got some guys being guys, and you immediately are like, oh, these guys are cool. They're like me and my friends. We do dumb shit and goof off together. And then we get into the thick of it, and you're like, oh, man. But when it comes down to it, these are brothers and sisters, and, like, they go through war together, and you get to see what war looks like, and you get to see the loss of war.
Yeah, warfare itself.
Warfare itself. And we both put this in A tier. I think it could have gone S.
What about A+?
A+, throw it in there.
Oh, next
up, we have Superman.
What I think we would agree the movie of the summer was.
Oh, movie of the summer by far. And, as of filming the podcast, the Supergirl trailer just dropped. So we know, like, Superman as a film lives longer than just the film itself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think this is a simple one. A tier. Good start, good movie. Looking forward to what comes next, and yeah.
Okay. We move into the
final two.
The final two. These are my favorite two
of the year.
Films on this list.
All right.
Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro, just chops this thing up. The film looks like a modern Frankenstein film should. We've done a whole podcast on this movie, so go watch that. We're not going to talk about it too long right here. We are going to debate our tier.
You have it in S. I have it in A.
I have it in S. You have it in A. What for you brings this movie down to A?
It's good. It's just something about it. I'm like, it's just not S for me. But, honestly, out of the year, let's just throw it in S.
I think
it's a standout.
Yeah, I think there's not a film that rivals it technically, because it's a technical marvel. We've taken the movie of Frankenstein, Hazel. And we've taken the book of Frankenstein, and I think we've just made this ultimate version.
Yeah.
This might be the best telling of Frankenstein, and
it could be for so many people.
Yeah, it probably is for me, truly. I've maybe clinged on to it harder than any other Frankenstein story ever. And I don't think this film just makes it into S tier because it's Frankenstein, though.
Would have loved to see it in theaters.
Would. Oh my God. Would I have loved to see that movie in theater? Throw it in the S tier.
Throw it in the S tier.
Screw you, Netflix. Or, give me a job making a film.
Yeah, but put that in theaters.
But put the bitch in theaters.
Yeah. Final one. We're in total agreement on a movie that you loved, that I was surprised you loved as much as you did, and it was your number one when we did so far of 2025. Bring Her Back. S tier all the way from both of us. It is a movie that I almost cried at the ending of. Just because it was like this journey of hell for these young children. It's over finally. Like,
yeah,
it's a movie that's just so good. There's uneasy shit going on in the background the whole time. And it's like, you start off, terrible thing happens to a kid and her older brother. And it's just like, shit. It's like, from the jump, you're like, oh, we're in for a friggin' ride, aren't we? And by the end, it's just like...
One of those movies that just makes you take deep breaths throughout. You know, like the dread that you feel the entire time.
And you don't fully know what's going on, but the whole time you're like, something messed up is happening. I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like, and then there's the, like, shock moments. Like, when the older brother's eating fruit and, like, hands the knife to the other kid, and you just hear the most terrifying noises of your entire life, and you're like, oh dear God, no. And then it turns around and the kid is chewing on the freaking knife. Terrifying scene. Hate that scene, but love it at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was sickening. This whole film is just grabs you and just makes you watch it in a way.
Kind of like the video that lady had.
Yeah. I gotta put it in the S tier, which takes us to
That's our tier list of 2025.
That's our tier list. Throw the tier list up.
Throw the tier list up. I probably threw it up a few times in the video, you know, after you did yours and I did mine. So, yeah.
So there's the tier list. Now we have to pick our best picture.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No.
My best picture choice is Frankenstein a Century Later.
Okay.
And here's why. Oscar Isaac lays down this performance that is just incredible, incredibly layered as well. I mean, we're talking creator versus creation here and going absolutely mad while exploring that relationship. It is maybe one of the most complex relationships we can explore as humans, is creator versus creation, because it's kind of something that we're forever going to know nothing about.
A little bit, yeah.
And this film maybe explores what that would look like through actually getting to physically build someone.
Yeah.
But not just that. Like I said earlier, this film's a technical marvel. But more than anything, I could just see them making Frankenstein a Best Picture, giving it to Guillermo del Toro, and geez. And what's going to make me really mad, I want this to be Best Picture, just because, I just don't think they would give a horror film Best Picture. I don't think Bring Her Back from a smaller studio is going to win anything at the Oscars.
No.
Even though it's my favorite movie of the year. But I could see them giving Best Picture to the film that didn't have much of a theater release this year. Because the trend of the year is just that we're killing movie theaters, I guess.
Yeah, apparently we don't like seeing movies on the big screen anymore. I don't know, that was decided for me against my will. So,
I would have totally been in the theaters to watch Frankenstein.
I would have too. Watching it on screen, some of that stuff in the Arctic would have been awesome to see on a big screen.
Just to see a Guillermo del Toro film on the big screen. Like, what are we doing locking him behind a streaming service? And I know they did a theater, experience, but, you couldn't see that anywhere around here.
The limited release model, which I could get onto. We could make a whole episode about that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just not viable, not fun. I'll leave it at that so we can talk about it in a different episode.
Give us our damn movie theater experiences back. We got the damn Minecraft movie rated high just because of a theater experience that we can't get anymore.
Exactly. Do you have any other thoughts on Frankenstein?
No. Give us yours.
Oh, man. Game time decision. Let's see. It could be anything. I'll go with, I'm kind of split hair here because I think there's 2 movies that I would love to see.
Can I guess them?
Yeah, go ahead and guess them.
Sinners and Mickey 17.
Bingo.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Oh.
Yes. I'd love to see either of those as Best Picture.
I would too, honestly.
I think both of them
Maybe
are
not.
solid movies.
Yeah, they are solid movies.
So if either of them even get nominated, that'd be awesome. I mean, Bong Joon-ho's already won Best Picture before. Maybe he can win another one with Mickey 17.
That would be cool.
So, yeah, just either of those. I got to split hairs here because both of them, those are probably my top 2 of 2025 from like a cinema art house type of perspective. I mean, number 1, personally, Superman slop, baby.
My top 2 have got to be Bring Her Back and Frankenstein. But I think Bring Her Back's just more my kind of movie.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a bad movie at all. That's a good movie to be number 1. I'm not sitting over here like, oh, Bring Her Back, number 1. No, I'm like, yeah, that was good. So, yeah.
Wanna close it out?
Close it out, man. Let's close it out. All right. I mean, we did a whole lot of talking already.
We did.
So maybe we'll just not bore you with real talk. I don't know what's going on. I mean, 2025 as a whole, how's that treated you?
2025, looking back on it, maybe it was just a year of learning.
Learning? Yeah. I got a message for 2025. You've given me some intense highs and some intense fucking lows, man. Like,
yeah.
Give me some good movies, give me some bad movies. Mixed bag ass of a year. I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. Black Ops 2 was my first Call of Duty, probably my favorite Call of Duty. It was set in 2025.
Yeah.
A lot of bad shit happened in this game, but this year was not as cool as any of the bad shit that happened in that game. So, like, that's my thoughts.
But
a little negative on it.
We hope that you maybe picked up on the Real Talk podcast in 2025, started the channel and the podcast this year, and we hope that in 2026 you'll still be here watching the Real Talk podcast. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss us in 2026. We're going to be right here. We hope you had a good time watching this video, and we would love to know what your tier list looks like, even if you only give us a couple films, or maybe if you just think our opinions suck and you want to give your own opinions in the comments. I think that would be awesome too. So yeah, let us know what you think about 2025 movies as a whole. We'll see you next time.